Welcome back to our channel where real stories meet life-changing moments and every day can hold a miracle waiting to be discovered. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned because today's story will inspire you in a way you never expected. This is the story of an undercover millionaire CEO who discovered something that changed not only one young woman's life, but his own perspective on what true strength and kindness really mean. It all began on a quiet evening in a small family-style restaurant. The CEO, whose identity was hidden behind the casual disguise of a new trainee, had been working undercover to see what really happened inside his business. He had traded his expensive suit for a simple uniform, put on an apron, and decided to live a week in the shoes of his employees. During his undercover shifts, he noticed a new waitress. She was young, maybe in her early 20s, and though she wore a smile while serving, her eyes looked tired, as if she carried the weight of the world on her shoulders. She worked tirelessly, rushing from table to table, never once complaining even when customers were rude or demanding. The CEO, who introduced himself as just another trainee, often tried to help her out. He noticed she always volunteered to take the late-night closing shifts, even when she wasn't scheduled. She stayed after everyone else left, wiping tables, sweeping the floor, making sure everything was perfect. One night, after closing hours, the CEO stayed behind, pretending he needed extra time to clean. As the restaurant lights dimmed and silence filled the room, he saw something that stopped him in his tracks. The young waitress, instead of heading home, slid into one of the restaurant booths, curled up against the seat, and pulled her apron around her like a blanket. Within minutes, she was asleep. The CEO's heart sank. Why was she sleeping here? Did she not have a home to go back to? At first, he thought it might have been just exhaustion, maybe she was too tired to walk home. But then, the next night, and the night after that, he noticed the same thing. She stayed until the restaurant was empty, then quietly laid down in the booth and fell asleep as if it was her only safe place. The undercover boss decided to gently ask her one evening. He approached her during break time, keeping his tone light. "You've been working so hard. Do you ever get time to rest at home?" The young woman hesitated, her smile faltered, and for a brief second, he saw the sadness in her eyes. But she brushed it off and replied softly, "I'm fine. Just trying to save time." She quickly changed the subject and went back to work. But the CEO's curiosity and concern grew stronger. He knew there was more to her story, and he decided to find out. After a few days, when the shift was over and she thought no one was watching, he stayed behind. Hidden in the shadows of the kitchen, he saw her once again settle into the booth with her apron as a blanket. This time, instead of leaving, he quietly walked over and sat down across from her. She woke up startled, her eyes wide with fear. "Hey, it's okay," he said gently. "I just noticed you've been sleeping here a lot. Is everything all right?" At first, she resisted, shaking her head, insisting she was fine. But as the silence stretched, tears filled her eyes, and she finally whispered the truth. She had no home. Her mother had passed away a year ago, her father had never been in her life, and she had been struggling alone ever since. Rent became impossible after losing her second job, and with no family to turn to, she found herself with nowhere to stay. The restaurant, warm and quiet after hours, became the only place where she felt safe enough to sleep. The undercover CEO felt. A wave of emotion hit him. Here was this young woman, working harder than anyone else, giving her best to customers with a smile, while secretly carrying a burden no one could imagine. He wanted to tell her right there who he was, but he held back. He knew the right moment would come. Instead, he placed a reassuring hand on the table and said, "You're not alone anymore." Over the next few days, he quietly observed her with even more respect. She never asked for help, never complained, and even when tired and hungry, she always greeted customers with kindness. Her resilience humbled him. Finally, on the last day of his undercover assignment, the CEO arranged a small meeting in the restaurant. The staff gathered, thinking it was just another routine announcement. The young waitress stood among them, unaware that her life was about to change. The CEO stepped forward, took off his disguise, and revealed his true identity. Gasps filled the room as the staff realized the man they thought was just another trainee was actually the owner of the entire company. The young waitress stood frozen, her face pale with shock. He looked directly at her and said, "You may not know this, but your dedication, your hard work, and your spirit have touched me deeply. I saw how you carried yourself, even when no one was watching. I also saw your struggle, and I cannot stand by while someone as deserving as you goes through this alone." Her eyes filled with tears as he continued. From today, you will have a place to stay. I am providing you with safe housing, fully paid. On top of that, I'm giving you a scholarship to finish your education if you choose, and a promotion here so you can build the future you've been working so hard for." The entire staff erupted in applause, and the young waitress broke down, covering her face with her hands, overwhelmed by the kindness she never expected. For the CEO, it was more than charity. It was a reminder that true leadership isn't about profit margins or numbers, but about people, their struggles, their dreams, and their dignity. The young woman's life took a new path that day. With stable housing, she could finally rest without fear. With the scholarship, she pursued her dream of becoming a nurse, determined to give back and help others just as someone had helped her. And for the CEO, the experience stayed with him forever. He often told others that undercover work revealed more than the state of his company, it revealed the strength and courage of ordinary people who fight silent battles every day. So the next time you see someone smiling through exhaustion, serving you food, or working late into the night, remember, you never know what battles they may be fighting. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can change a life forever. Thank you for watching this powerful story. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories just like this. Until next time, keep believing in the power of kindness and the strength of the human spirit.